One edit that I feel cheap about doing, but I always do it, is because we record over the internet, is sometimes there's a delay between punchline and laughter that's slightly awkward, and I'll take out the space to make the timing seem like it hit better.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's good.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's somewhat me finessing the past.
It's much like David Lynch's Rabbits, wherein everything that I'm saying is not funny, but I get canned laughter. Just a laugh track. Making me. It's a self-esteem thing, really.
Well, even like if we were in person talking about all this, that delay wouldn't have been there either. So we're
right.
pretending it's real.
and
on your end, there probably isn't that delay, but it's there.
And again, much like David Lynch's Rabbits, I would be in a rabbit costume.
I assume you are.
Always.
Right? I assume it's one of those like anime One Piece swimsuits, not One Piece the anime, like a bodysuit with bunny ears on.
Oh, that's
you know
way too sexy.
About?
No, I'm very
like Fooly Cooly.
I'm very your Catholic Church is putting on an Easter brunch type rabbit.
Oh.
Okay.
I was picturing the like duct tape Bugs Bunny suit. I don't know if you've seen that.
I don't think that I have. Can you post
it? Boy.
In voice chat?
I also just started my recording with that, so enjoy.
I imagine you're dressed exactly like Lola Bunny from Space Jam.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's like what I'm aiming for, right? Like I'm aiming for the moon, but I'm landing somewhere else entirely. It's abject and frightening.
Holy shit. What the fuck? Why is his dick so big?
Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm so sorry.
No.
All right. I guess go to bluesky.com/swimfanspod or whatever it is, and we'll have this photo included beneath the link to this episode. And that will also contain our apology for including the photo in the post.
I think it looks fine. I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is
Craig's like, this is completely acceptable.
There's a couple of them. Maybe this one's less cursed. It's the same one, but like it doesn't show the dick area.
No, I gotta post the first one. I know who listens to this show. That it's like blue. That it's like blue, like dish gloves.
Yeah, that's
is like way weirder.
Yeah, there's an implication of dealing with bodily fluids with that, and I really. That's kind of
the
very
first
upsetting.
photo. Yeah, he's got like those hamburger helper gloves on.
Yeah. Yep.
That's like, yeah, I'm doing a costume. The blue glove is like, I don't want to get this acid on my hands while I'm putting your body into the tub to dissolve you.
I've never had a man in here before. That's what the blue gloves are. Welcome, ladies and genderqueers, to a detour from our normally scheduled action block here in the summer. Josh is fully stuck in a box. He is on the European continent, stuck in the mime, trapped in a box. We are
the best French doctors are trying to remove him from the invisible mime box.
Yes.
And it's not going well.
Check out the GoFundMe in our. That's a fucking terrible joke. Oh shit! I hate that. To free Josh from the fucking box he got himself in. Today, wait, no, do we introduce ourselves?
We introduce ourselves.
Okay,
first.
got it. I'm Craig, kitty host groupie Neeson.
Jennifer Hawking isn't mean; she's adjusting.
Oh God.
Do you have a bit, Addy?
I don't. I'm Addy. No one can spell my last name right, so let's just omit it completely.
Yeah. It'll also help if you're ever like applying for other jobs or stuff. They won't hear that Bugs Bunny opening when they Google your name.
This is true.
This won't get flagged on a background check.
I hope not. At the same time, though, like I took this resume workshop in college, and they were saying that you should always include like one little fun fact to help your resume stand out. And what if I get the duct tape fetishist HR worker?
Yeah. It's a QR code to that fucking image. This week we were watching Danny DeVito's 2002 film, Death to Smoochy.
Just do it.
If you have not seen Death to Smoochy, it stars Robin Williams as Rainbow Randolph, a cheery children's television host who is actually a huge weirdo scumbag who, much like Rod Blagojevich, is trying to sell trying to sell children's features on his TV show before it gets entrapped by the FBI. So he falls from grace, and the network and the executives at the network are Jon Stewart and Catherine Keener, right, respectively. Am I? Yeah, Catherine Keener, respectively. So in attempt to rehabilitate the show's or the network's image and to fill the time slot, they find Sheldon Mopes, and Sheldon Mopes is played by Edward Norton. He's a super idealistic kind of liberal caricature. He's eating soy dogs, and he's has his own amino mixture, and he believes in the goodness of children and humanity and so on, which of course the cynical network executives are completely opposed to. They've been morally bankrupted by the system that they occupy. Parallel to this, and Sheldon being kind of lifted up from singing at a methadone clinic to having his own rhinoceros-themed television program for children, Robin Williams as Rainbow Randolph goes absolutely fucking insane, just consumed by rage and a desire to see Smoochy fall, and in fact not only fall but die. Trains all of his hatred and his personal failings on Edward Norton's character and Smoochy. And then parallel to that, Sheldon, Edward Norton's character, is entangled in this really corrupt world. He's this kind of bright-eyed, and he remains throughout the film this very bright-eyed character who really believes in healthy eating and being a good person. But he encounters shadowy people like Danny DeVito, so the director himself, playing Burke, his agent, and also. Oh man, I always forget his name.
Harvey Fierstein.
Yes, thank you. Fierstein as a children's foundation leader, but he's a mafioso, like the gayest mafioso on the planet. It's amazing. Smoochy becomes incredibly popular. And it makes him a target for everyone. Everyone wants a piece of him, including the Irish mob. The Irish mob, led by this woman named Tommy. Her son's a famous boxer, but he's suffered some kind of CTE over his career, and really just loves hitting the cowbell, and wants to be a special guy. And it's through this that Sheldon, endears himself to the Irish mob. Rainbow Randolph, increasingly insane. Tries to sabotage Smoochy, resorts to framing him, getting him at a white power rally, and the photo shoot, and it brings Smoochy down momentarily. Burke, the Danny DeVito character, and Buggy Ding Dong, this old television children's host, kill him at an ice show. And it should be said that Burke and Jon Stewart are conspiring to replace Smoochy to continue embezzling money. So they're going to kill Smoochy at an ice show. Randolph, having a change of heart, is now intent on saving Edward Norton's character. He foils Buggy Ding Dong, actually kills Buggy Ding Dong, Sheldon discovers the truth about Burke and Fierstein's character and the Irish mob are like, have you boys traveled together? Which is maybe one of my favorite lines in the movie. And ultimately, Smoochie and Randolph launch a show together. And Catherine Keener and Robin Williams and Edward Norton are floating in the air as the kind of credits roll. Their shared vision for children's entertainment. Sorry, I'm no Josh, but how did we feel about Death to Smoochie?
I quite liked Death to Smoochie. I wasn't really expecting much. Like, I remember generally, I was like 11, 12 when this came out, so I remember it coming out. I always assumed it was going to be about like the inane Gen X obsession of like, what if you beat up Barney, you know?
Right.
Like if you're younger than us, before everyone wanted to kill Justin Bieber or the cast of Twilight or whatever, there was like an edgy meme about beating up Barney the dinosaur, which is stupid. Just watch anything else. But also the monoculture has deteriorated since then, and our algorithms are so precision tailored that you're not really exposed to things you don't like as much. So I don't know, maybe that shit was like blood boiling, you know, if you weren't like 2 like I was. Although my memories are vague, but by the time I was like 4, I knew I wasn't supposed to watch Barney anymore. Like, he sucked, right? Anyway, that thick strain of hater DNA is present in Death to Smoochie, but I thought generally it was more fun. Like, I didn't really kind of understand where it was going for the first half. Like, I got kind of, you know, once I realized that Edward Norton wasn't going to get like killed off at the 25-minute mark or whatever, like I understood the arc. But like, I don't know, once that Nazi rally happened, I was like, what kind of humiliation is in the back half of this thing? I like that it makes you like Smoochie, or you understand the guy behind him is like generally pretty good natured. I think Edward Norton does like a great job. I think he has an incredible like way that he plays innocent. Like, it reminded me a lot of how he was in that Bob Dylan movie from last year.
Oh yeah,
or like
yep.
like Primal Fear, you know. Like, that's a movie that I think plays really well into his range. And I loved how this movie shot in New York. It's kind of like a Funhouse mirror version. Everything is like super exaggerated and stylized. All the interiors are like super colorful. It might be the most lovingly shot depiction of Coney Island I've ever seen, which I, as someone who loves going to Coney Island regularly, I was all in favor of. Robin Williams is really good.
Yeah, I really loved,
Danny
like,
DeVito's good.
you never
I
get
liked
to
it. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Continue.
No, it was really interesting. Like, you know, I've never seen a movie before, so this was great. Seeing Robin Williams like in a very different role than most of the things that you would have seen him in. You know, all the kid-friendly stuff. That was a fun way to see him. But he was still goofy too, which was also great. Like, but it wasn't like super over the top. He was silly, but not like a full-on cartoon character. It's
weird because the movie is very cartoonish, but it's like an R-rated black comedy.
Yeah, I actually thought about, like, you know, the stupid meme where like, you could make Blazing Saddles today. Like, well, like, could they make Death to Smoochie today? And but it would probably be like adult animation. Like, almost like the Family Guy or Big Mouth kind of style even. It probably deserves better than that, but that was my like thinking about modern day Death to Smoochie.
Yeah, the reason why we're covering this film is just because I had one of those brain waves. I remember, did anyone watch Mighty Max when they were young, or
yeah.
So it was like,
yes,
it was like really briefly lived, and it was any experience.
He had toys, right?
Yes. So the toys
was like.
The toys kicked ass.
Or little boy Polly Pockets, right?
Yes.
Exactly. They were the boy Polly Pockets, and it'd be like a cool snake, and you open up the cool snake, and like there's like a little tiny like half a centimeter mummy figure, and a half a centimeter like Mighty Max figure, and like the snake would like fold out into a scene, and you could like do the you know, your imagination in the scene. I was thinking, wow, like, that idea of the television program selling the plastic. But actually, I remember I was like, wow, even as a kid, I was like, wow, this fucking TV show sucks. But I love these cool ass toys. And so I was thinking about that, and I remembered really vividly that scene of Catherine Keener being like, do we do Fruity Loops or do we do Frosted? Like the idea that the cartoon, the children's program exists solely to sell sugar and plastic and so on. And I was like, wow, I wonder if that movie holds up. And that's why we're here today. Thank you for coming to my sermon. And like, yeah, I think I really liked this movie. I mean, Danny DeVito is directing the shit out of it. Like Jennifer articulated, everything is colorful and it's garish. All the sets are this like Art Deco, but if you like took like the worst like acid trip or something, it's very like deeply kind of like unpleasant, but in a very intentional, very purposeful way. And this film is carried, I mean, to me, by Robin Williams. Edward Norton has one of the most impressive like ranges of any actor, I think I've seen. He can play like, American History X is a great example of him playing, a fucking like just sociopathic menace, and then like an honest, little Boy Scout type of character. Where Norton is restrained and doe-eyed and seeing this corruption through, this childlike vantage, Robin Williams is manic. He's always dirty. He's dancing. He's doing like a British musical, but it's perverse and it's humiliating for him. He's like the most divorced, the most unemployed person on the planet. Hates himself, and like in the movie makes and like there's ways that the early 2000s don't handle like homosexuality, or like, oh, that's like, like the fucking skateboarding movies that we've seen, like, oh, that's fucking gay, man. What if your butt was out with your homies or whatever? This movie's like, like really leans into the fact that like Robin Williams has this like homoerotic fixation on the Edward Norton character, and like the phallic nature of the horn and shit. But like when this movie is like letting Robin Williams just fucking go, it's amazing. I mean, because Robin Williams plays, in the same like way that he can play like the fucking flubber professor or whatever, and be delightful for children. He's playing this just decrepit, but like like this. He has this infinite wellspring of just manic, depressive energy that's incredible. But yeah, no, I mean, it's satisfying throughout. You're introduced to like so many colorful characters. I love the Irish mob. I wish the Irish mob was on my side. The idea of Fierstein being, like breaking people's legs for a children's hospital. Like the swerve here, it's a type of script that like I don't think America could produce now, because like, the thing about this like movie Swerve is like they're selling like Edward Norton's like authenticity, or actually maybe it predicts it in a way, because like the corporate world can't deal with like his authenticity, but that's all you're being like sold now, right? Is his like organic, his like sugar free, his sodium free. It's consumerist, but you're doing your anti-consumerist duty by participating in it. It's like this precursor to what would be like, like this commandment to like be healthy and to buy healthy and make that consumer choice of authenticity and progressive value and so on and so forth. I mean, it's a really fascinating play of like corruption, and I mean, it's not particularly like, like Jennifer articulated, the game pretty much like from the get, like what they're not going to off Norton, and like, but we're going to explore this idea that, this figure beaten down by his own corruption, and this figure kind of, entering doe-eyed to corruption, how they're going to navigate the world together in this kind of parallel way. And yeah, I mean, I think it's like a really satisfying movie, and I think all the performances are great, like barring Jon Stewart. But yeah, no, I think this was actually a lot of fun, and I was expecting to like really bounce off of it, and that was the whole point of this experiment, is to see like how would it land now as an adult, and I think it's a fucking fine movie.
I remember seeing the commercials and seeing that Robin Williams was in it. And at this point, he had been in a lot. Like, he always kind of had like movies that were aimed at like older and younger people. But like a lot of the stuff he made before this that was like aimed at like an older audience was like 1 hour photo or whatever.
Right.
Or like
Bicentennial
Good Will
Man.
Hunting.
Yeah.
Patch Adams.
Yep.
What Dreams May Come.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh wow, was Patch Adams like more for an adult audience? Because with the clown getup, I always assumed it was for kids.
I thought that was like a misdirect because it was about like a clown doctor who watches kids die. Never saw that one. Maybe that's not what it's about. Because he was like a Juilliard trained actor, right? So like I think he really liked doing kind of like dramatic performances that would all kind of like show off his range. But this was like the first one that I kind of remember being like for an adult audience, but he's still kind of acting in the same way he did when he was acting for children.
Yeah.
In this like this very over the top, like he's in like Aladdin mode for a lot of this.
Truly.
But I thought that was interesting because it works. There's something so magnetic about him in that kind of modality that is so kind of hypnotizing to watch.
Yeah, it even strikes me as kind of like a meta thing, right? Because we're talking about this idea of how you perform for children, and you put on this kind of front, this fake authenticity, this fake kind of like kumbaya shit. But Robin Williams is literally playing a fallen angel of like himself. He's Flubber guy, but he's talking about like doing heroin and shit. He's saying fuck a lot.
Yeah.
One of the things that was like revelatory for me as a kid, and it might have been like before or after this, but the internet's telling me that it came out in 2002. Robin Williams live on Broadway, which
I don't know that.
Maybe the algorithm just knew that I was like looking for Death to Smoochy, but like talks about like he's saying like he's doing stand up and he's like he's getting pretty dark with it. He's like there's even a bit about Donald Trump and how he shouldn't. Like he owns like the Miss America thing, and it's like that football player owning like a dog. That football player that did dog fighting owning a dog kennel.
Michael Vick.
Yeah, it's like Michael Vick owning a dog kennel. So it's like it's 2002 and he's making this like pretty acerbic jab against Trump being a fucking pervert freak, which feels very prescient. And it seems like something people were aware of for a long time, but it's like this side of Robin Williams that like as a child you don't see, and I think there's some kind of at the very least a novelty to it, and at best it shows that kind of like he has this Juilliard range where he wants. I remember Bicentennial Man being like the most boring fucking movie on the planet. But it's the idea that he can do so many different things, and I think he did a lot of things very successfully. Not to like disparage, but of course, we know Robin Williams is the happy, funny genie man, right? Like the cartoon voice, Mrs. Doubtfire. There's even a moment where he's basically doing the Mrs. Doubtfire accent, like pretending to be like some kind of like Irish Australian person.
Oh yeah, that whole scene was great in the taxi, right? Because he had another accent when he was calling Edward Norton on the phone to get him in the car in the first place.
Yeah, and that's the thing is Mrs. Doubtfire, when she's like first born, is him doing accents on the phone.
Oh, interesting.
I think Harvey Fierstein is like his gay brother or cousin or whatever.
Yeah,
who's-
that struck me too. Yeah, if Firestein is the one that makes the Doubtfire costume. Actually, he's a
he's
Hollywood
a drag
makeup
artist.
who turns Robin Williams into a woman.
If
we're
could
gonna
all
make
be
you
so lucky.
I'll save it for the end. But there's an interesting bit about Firestein that I learned doing research for the episode. But he's fantastic as well.
No, tell me now.
You know?
Tell me now.
Well, it's just like in this film we see Firestein like as this like this menacing figure. Again, he's shot like a mafioso. He's like dimly lit, and he's speaking in these kind of like these absolutes, and he's menacing. But his voice, so Firestein's voice, there's some kind of genetic condition with his vocal cords, and that's why he talks like that. It's just something where he actually has like, if I'm understanding it correctly, like two voices happening at the same time because some kind of like fold or whatever in the vocal cord. So that's cool. I mean, it's such a distinctive voice, like no one on the planet Earth has that voice. And if you've seen Firestein in anything, you remember him, right? And also interesting fun fact about Firestein is that like he's still alive and well. And
he's in his 70s now.
Yeah, he's in his 70s. He's like when he found when he was a child, he didn't know, like he was, it's like, I'm obviously like different than everyone else. And then he's like, I found gay. I was like, oh, that works for me. But really, like his entire life, he was like, I wanted to be a woman. And like, I think a lot of that, like, I might be like projecting and reading into something, but like, I think it like comes through in a lot of his performances. But he's like, no, I'll never transition. It's just a thing. My entire life I've been like, I should have been a woman or something. That's very interesting. I was reading his Wikipedia article. He's a fucking fascinating person.
Harvey, it's not too late.
Never too late.
Welcome, sister.
I'm sending him a copy of I Saw the TV Glow.
We're gonna crack that egg. Do you know the Unabomber was thinking about transitioning at a certain point?
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, at one point during the 60s, she was like made an appointment to basically talk to a therapist to get on hormones. While Kaczynski was there, he was like, no. I feel so embarrassed that I made this appointment, so he didn't say anything, but he wrote about it later, I think after he was caught.
Oh, geez, no, I had no idea. No, he sure wrote about a lot of other things. Of great interest to the FBI.
Anyway, fun facts.
Yeah.
Fun facts about lost sisters.
Even lost siblings. I also have the Wikipedia page up. Firestein says he doesn't like the term non-binary, but he says I'm not missing anything by not making up my mind. So that's also neat. So if not sister, we have a sibling.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's better than Ted did.
Yeah. That's being okay with yourself and being extremely not okay with yourself.
Trans rights saves lives, not just themselves, but entire office buildings.
if only if only she looked within, and found herself, maybe those airline executives would have been blown up. Should we cut that?
No, whatever. It's funny. I mean, it is DeVito, in some way, like creating an ensemble, right? Like, this movie is packed to the gills with just like talent. It's pretty crazy. This is like the height of like Catherine Keener's fame. Edward Norton and Robin Williams are juggernauts. I think Edward Norton is like about to be, or like, what? I don't know when American History. No, that was 1990.
That was like
98?
96 or 97.
Yeah,
he was in Fight Club before this.
Yeah, so Norton's already a juggernaut, right? Like,
He was known.
Yeah, so like DeVito is like pulling this talent together, and it's honestly kind of amazing. And I mean, this movie doesn't really exist in the lexicon of like early 2000s movies, right? Like, it doesn't. I don't feel like it comes up. I don't feel like even the idea that like Danny DeVito. I don't think if you were to query most people and be like, what movies did Danny DeVito direct? They'd be like, oh, he directed
Duplex.
movies.
Matilda.
You're right,
Yes.
right, yeah. With his then
War
wife,
of the Roses.
Yeah.
yeah.
Tommy was
Throw
actually
Mama
played by.
from the train. I can do this all day. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Tommy, the Irish mobster lady, she was actually Mrs. Trunchbull in Matilda, so I thought that was cool. They got to reunite.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
did not know
she-
that until I looked it up because they look so different in between, totally different costumes and demeanor.
She has such a good look.
Yeah,
I loved her in this
fiery
role.
red hair. Like, she's just like
Yeah,
she, like that. Again, this movie paints with these like wonderful cartoonish colors, and like and there's a lot of gels too, especially when we're dealing like with the mob. Like there's this one of my favorite like cinematic moments is when Tommy is explaining to Edward Norton what she did with Fierstein, but she's talking to them, but she turns and she walks onto essentially into the memory, or into the anecdote that she's telling him, and then like it's like a seamless transition between what she's telling Norton that she did. Before she asked the axe wielding man to cut Fierstein's head off. I mean, there is a lot of like really elegant filmmaking here. The camera is like, this might be a fault, but the camera is like constantly dutching. Like, it will not. DeVito will not stand for a frame shot parallel to the
A
ground.
straight medium. No, he's never heard of it.
it kind of works though, right? Like, it's like the whole movie. It's kind of a cartoon, but not really. It never goes quite that far, but it just kind of adds like the energy. And like TV production, I assume, is a pretty quick and dirty business, so it's just like all lending itself to the chaos of this life.
Yeah, there was a really good shot that I think actually itself justifies the hiring of Jon Stewart, who I don't think is that bad in this. I'm not gonna. I don't think he's the most naturalistic actor or anything, but like I think he's serviceable in the stuff that I've seen him in.
Yeah.
It's the shot of him in front of the boardroom, and I don't know if they're doing like forced perspective or something, or if he's really just that small.
He's not that small. I looked it up.
But like the full board is like towering over him in that scene. It's like really, really like it's like comic book in its choice of framing. Like it's so exaggerated.
Yeah, that was really cool. He's like 5'7", so he's not that short. But just the way it's all shot was really good. I thought the worst thing about him was just his hair. Like, that's unforgivable.
Oh, it was rough. I get. I feel like that was part of the character, though.
Yeah, he's slimy, but it was awful.
Like, he's slimy, has
distracting.
a bad haircut.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Like, they're trying to make him look like the executives from fucking RoboCop.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see it. Yeah.
They did too good.
Yeah, they did too good.
Maybe.
I do love the moment that I do like there are comedy beats that, like, I mean, the film is suffused with jokes, and one of them is like he fucking gives he meets Rainbow Randolph at the fucking docks, and hands him this bag, and Randolph's like what's in it, and he's like, oh, it was like this like gift bag, there's like lotion in it, and like there's like there's like hand sanitizer or whatever the fuck, and like yeah, I mean, Jon Stewart's a little stiffer than everyone else, And like the way that he kind of like has outbursts just reminds me of the fucking Daily Show. But yeah, I mean, he definitely works as like the soulless exec. Especially because he he's meant to contrast like Catherine Keener's like eventual kind of like thawing out, right? Like because she's just as antagonistic to the Edward Norton character as Stewart, maybe even more so, until they bond over having experience joy with children's television programs as youngsters, and she eventually kind of like like softens to the idea of Edward Norton. He takes his shirt off in front of her at one point, and she's like, "Oh,
God.
damn."
That's what that took me out. Like, I am guilty of once upon it, like the mid 2000s. Like, the hottest body had like 2% muscle at one point. It was such a time. And, like, I paused the movie, and I've got a buddy who is like really into fitness, and I like sent a screenshot, and I'm like, this is peak male performance in 2002.
It's
like,
funny.
That's what convinced her that like maybe he's worth talking to.
Yeah, this is not jacked Edward Norton from American History X, where he's been like bench pressing swastikas or whatever. Like he's just like a scrawny guy, and she's like, "Damn, boy."
Yeah, like
damn.
Fight Club was before this too, and he was never ripped for Fight Club, but he at least had some tone for that, but just soft boy. Which I'm not body shaming him, but it's also just really interesting how like the beauty standards have shifted so much in our own lifetimes.
Yeah, completely. You would never like an audience wouldn't understand that, right? Like,
yeah,
if the same sequence were to be carried out in a contemporary film, they would not understand a female character's motivation for being like, damn scrawny white boy,
like Thor or something.
Yeah, it was a hell of a moment.
Twink death is real.
I thought it would be meaner, because that's like a thing I think about when it comes to a lot of like turn of the millennium comedies. Is like, I think like South Park and like Family Guy started around then too, of like really kind of like, and there is some stuff in here that's a little like, all right, Gen X, we get it. But like, I really thought it would, like, if they didn't kill Edward Norton, that he would end up like a severe, like, I thought they were going to do something like they were going to do Spinner to him,
Yeah.
Of like, he kind of ends up with like a traumatic brain injury or something. And that didn't really happen. I liked Spinner. I liked the Irish Mob a lot in this.
Yeah.
It's very funny to me because everyone is portrayed as like insanely corrupt in the entertainment world, and the Irish Mob is there too, but they're like the good guys.
Yeah, they're they keep the one pure soul safe. Well, the two pure souls, because Spinner can't be evil anymore. Doesn't have the capacity for it. But yeah, that was something I was thinking about too. Like, nowadays, I feel like everything is so like ironic and detached, and like 6 levels of Joss Whedon quippy dialogue and whatnot, and like Edward Norton's character just never loses himself. He stays true to who he is. He, like, despite the industry trying to chew him up and spit him out, like, he doesn't pull the trigger of that gun. At least I don't think so.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I watched it twice, but like I really hated the ice show so much. I'm like, everything else was great, but I really hated the ice show scene.
It was so weird, that scene, because I was like, what would a child get out of this?
Yeah, it was.
And the audience is supposed to be like eating it up.
Yeah, but yeah, like, I think if that would remade more recently, more modern, he would have fired the gun. He would have killed somebody. He would have then, like, quit the industry as like a washed up, burnt out, depressed individual losing faith in humanity. But that doesn't happen. He gets his happy ending. He gets the girl. He's now besties with one of his former, I'm assuming he used to like Rainbow Randolph too, and so like it's the happiest ending possible, which kind of rules. It's refreshing in that way.
Yeah, I thought it would have a much more tragic end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy I'm wrong though, because with just how upbeat and fast paced and like cartoonish as the movie is, I think the ending that it landed on does really work.
Yeah, it really did make you think. Like the opening scene is who you think is Edward Norton being shot, but it was actually, as you find out, Spinner later on. So
I like that it's. I mean, I think Spinner dying is definitely a remnant of like '90s edgy humor, right?
Yeah.
They, that character in general has that sort of, I think, operates in that language.
Yeah,
You know, if I had to put it into words,
a bit too far down that path.
Yeah, that strikes me as like maybe the major thing that would be different if you made it now.
Yeah.
I do like that when he does die, that like it's sad.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you liked him.
He was great.
Right.
And it's not just like what was that? Fuck, was it Grind? We watched the movie Grind
Yes,
like
yeah.
5 years ago.
Yep.
Where it's just like, what if a fat guy took a shit?
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I was expecting something more like that kind of caliber of send off.
Yeah.
Are any of my words making sense?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actual solidarity between the characters, and there's actual like attempts, and I think they're successful attempts to make us care about Skinner. He's such a
Spinner.
He's such a
Spinner.
Spinner.
You keep saying Skinner.
I'm Simpson spilled. The like he's a special guy, and it's so awesome that like, Norton, and also it's like, Norton's such a good guy, and he loves people, even if like, it's like he wants, like it's like a, yeah, like the character doesn't change or become jaded. He wants Spinner to be happy, and when he's cut down and dumped in Chinatown, which again is like noir-y, and it has that kind of mobster, displaced mobster mob movie thing. It's sad. Like, it's actually genuinely kind of like, it's a character that I think like endears itself to the audience. And again, like the fact that the movie is aware of, I think maybe our wariness that like Edward Norton's character is going to be in some way corrupted by the system. Like, there's the moment where he comes back from being a disgraced setup at the Nazi thing, and he's with the children, and he's doing the television program, and there's this fucking red gel on him. He's like, sometimes the world's real bad, and it makes you real angry inside, and it makes you want to hurt other people. But you know what you got to do? And Catherine Keener's like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? You got to howl.
Is he going to massacre these children?
And instead that they howl, they release their anger together through this like, silly play thing. And then that's the thing, is like the movie does not give the character up to like cynicism. Like, and it redeems in some way, even though he continues to be like a fucked up little weird guy. It redeems the Robin Williams character. It's something that's like altogether like more like hopeful and triumphant than like anything. Like, it just them like floating together in the air, and like the Rainbow Randolph does this like sick like ice like spin thing, and like Smoochy's like, hell yeah, bitch, like you're spinning. Like, it's totally sincere. There is no irony in the Comic Sans end end titles. There is no irony of Comic Sans over the floating the characters floating in the air and fucking like being in kind of rapture together.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That yeah.
Raw Comic Sans ends this movie.
I think some of it's even
I think the whole
stretched.
credit roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like
when you think about is how elaborately it was shot, how many like gaffers had to like climb out onto things to attach spotlights, and then they just slap a bunch of Comic Sans at the end of it. It's wild.
and there's no rhyme or reason to like where the comics like where the titles are appearing. It's like a bunch of like Microsoft Paint colors, and it's just like they're just kind of like it's like appearing like over here and over there and over there. And I swear to God, I might be mistaking this, but when it goes directed by Danny DeVito, it's like at the bottom of the frame, and like it's like left justified, so it's like it's like directed by, and there's a bunch of fucking space, and then it's Danny DeVito. It's just like it's so fucking
like
garish.
Post.
It's just fucking. But again, that's something that's like that type of like graphic design is my passion shit. Like at least in that sense hadn't yet bloomed. So it was just like, yeah, Comic Sans,
Yeah.
Completely earnestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like 2002, a lot of people didn't even have computers yet. I mean, some did, but Comic Sans was like the cool, this is a kid-friendly, fun font.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want the work party. You want the work party to be poppin'. So that's what comes off the printer, right?
Oh, my introductory PowerPoint shows that I'm a fun person.
Exactly. Yeah. I play as hard as I work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
One other thing that I think if you remade this wouldn't really play the same is I don't think he'd be forgiven if he performed at a neo-Nazi rally, regardless of how he was exonerated.
No.
I fully thought like, he's done, and then at a certain point, he's exonerated when Robin Williams kind of gets caught, and I was like, no, there would still be people mad about that. I can see the think pieces already in my head of like, he knew where he was.
Yeah. Similarly, I don't think that like Robin Williams' character would have been forgiven at the end either.
No,
Like even though his
not.
crimes were far less, like it was just racketeering or whatever, like just bribing to get kids in the show. Like that's probably not. I didn't even know that would have been a crime, to be honest. Like that's nothing, but he probably still wouldn't have been forgiven.
I don't know. I think that if what do kids watch now?
Bluey.
Bluey.
Bluey. Okay, if like the guy who made Bluey got caught in like a financial scandal, who gives a shit?
Oh, no one would
Right?
care. Absolutely no one would care. Yeah.
I guess in that regard too, like, yeah, he wouldn't have lost his show in the first place, but if he did, he would never have gotten it back today.
I know like children's networks and stuff have like morality clauses in their contracts and stuff, and they're a bit more like strict about that sort of thing. But like, I think that'd blow over.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, this just reminded me of like an actual thing that happened like 55 years ago. You ever hear of Soupy?
No.
He used to be a children's
who is
entertainer,
Soupy?
Soupy Sales. He asked kids to send this is like early television stuff, so like parents probably weren't watching because it was, dumb kids show. He asked kids to send funny green pieces of paper with pictures of US presidents from their parents' wallets.
Yeah, I remember that now. Okay.
Holy
yep,
shit.
I did hear about that.
He was only suspended for
baller
2
move,
weeks
honestly.
after parents complained.
That rocks.
Like, I don't
Corruption used to be so much more whimsical.
right? I guess he actually did get stuff sent in from kids, but it was mostly Monopoly money.
The perfect crime.
You remember Blippi?
No.
No.
Do you know Blippi? This
what's
was like a decade ago-ish, I think.
I just Googled
Maybe not.
him. And it said Blippi
He's like a
Harlem
popular
Shake.
children.
So
That might be what I'm about to talk about. I don't fully know. I haven't seen the video. But like he was a really popular. I don't know if he might still be popular. I literally don't know. Children's entertainer. And at one point they dug up a video he made before he was a children's entertainer, and I think it's like him shitting on his friend.
oh,
Like they're in a bathroom and then just his friend just like I don't remember if he got shit on or he shit on his friend. But someone shits on someone else. Like Blippi's in it.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
No.
Did you find it?
I wasn't fully looking for it. I was just trying to figure out who he is. But yeah, he's still active. So even if he was shitting on somebody, it wasn't enough to completely cancel him.
No. I think he came out fine. He put out a statement like, I'm not gonna like shit on people in front of your kids. Like, don't worry, this is like a different project or whatever. And then people mostly bought it.
Ah, okay, yep. It is a Harlem Shake video, but it is. I think he is the one being shit on, but his dick is out.
Awesome.
Like he's completely naked, but it's censored. There's like a bar over his dick and butthole. Wow.
Bar probably saved his life. Probably saved his career. Do we have any final thoughts on Death to Smoochy?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't rush out to see it, but like, I mean, if you are interested in this period of
this is fun as
American
hell.
like comedy filmmaking, I mean, it's something that you're not gonna see ever again.
Yeah.
You know? It's an entirely unique product of its time.
It really is unique too. Like, 'cause like we've said, it's so optimistic where everything else was just starting that like South Park cynicism. And so like it's that weird edgy humor, but doesn't lose itself. So it's kind of pure in that regard.
Yeah, it has like kind of I don't know if this is like too accurate of a comparison, but it's sort of the way they shoot New York kind of reminds me of like Speed Racer. It's a little less caffeinated than Speed Racer is, but I feel like it has a similar like color palette and pace that movie does.
Yeah.
One of the
So
first
fast.
things I noticed about Death to Smoochy is just how breakneck it moves. Like the first act is of like the whole like scandal into hiring Smoochy is like 12 minutes. Like it's a really, really fast paced movie.
Yeah,
It
it really
is.
does not drag at all.
I gave this 4 stars. I like this quite a bit.
I gave it 3, but I'd bumped it up to 3.5.
I think 3.5. Like, really, it's just the whole ice show that pulls it down for me. Otherwise, it would be a 4. I really fucking hated it. I'm sorry.
No, I get it.
And it being
I'm
at the end of the movie then sours it. So, but no, it's like probably closer to a 4 overall.
It should be the best part of the movie, right? They're building up to the ice show to be like this sort of like next level production for Smoochy, who otherwise is just sort of like on a set, you know, like a pretty sparse set. It kind of fizzles out there for the duration of it. Like it should be like the end of All That Jazz or something, but it's not. I don't know if they just don't have the chops to do it, but there's something to be desired in that ice show.
Yeah, completely.
I appreciate the validation.
Addy, thank you for joining us for the Death to Smoochy episode.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking back at the episode planning with Josh, and it's just like, I'll fill in if no one needs. You're in.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Can't believe no
pretty
one
much
else.
how it worked.
No one else wanted to do this, but it was fun. And like you said, it was an experiment. I think it's cool to do like maybe the less favorite movies that a lot of people have. Just like, yeah, it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just like the weird brain thought. You know, like an intrusive. Like, oh yeah, remember that fucking movie? That was where Robin Williams is deranged. Like, remember that one?
Well, I mean, if you take SWIMFANS as a whole, we cover a lot of movies like that.
Yeah.
Because we primarily operate in like a dead genre. So a lot of it is like movies that just didn't stick around culturally and stuff. Because for every like Basic Instinct, there's like 20 slivers.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Oh, I can't believe like Slither should have been more too, but that's another podcast for another day.
Sliver.
Oh, Sliver. Sorry, no,
We did. Oh, we also do have an episode on Slither, though.
I thought so. One of the 3 movies I've seen, I think I've listened. Yeah, yeah. Congrats on like over 300 too. I haven't actually said that out loud yet.
Oh, thank you. I haven't missed a week.
It's incredible.
Can the people find you somewhere online?
Yes,
You Twitch stream?
I do. I am a little cat VTuber, and I stream Friday nights.
It's a great
Sorry.
avatar. It's an amazing avatar, by the way.
Incredible.
Whatever. What do you
Yes.
call
Thank
it?
you. Oh, avatar model. My buddy Johnny Cloverleaf made it as a birthday present. He unfortunately is not open for commissions, but he does fantastic work and he's great. But yeah, twitch.tv/Adark. I'm also Adark on Blue Sky, and basically anywhere else.
So I don't know how much you listen to this show, but after we do plugs, we usually ask, like, have you seen anything good lately? Have you seen another movie?
Death to Smoochy is pretty good. It's all right.
Well, you went to GDQ, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That was incredible. It was actually kind of cool. Like, the world fucking sucks. We don't even need to go into that. And then GDQ, Games Done Quick, for those uninitiated, is a charity event where gamers play games fast to raise money for either Medicines Sans Frontières or Prevent Cancer Foundation. And it's just such a happy, positive, cool place where everybody is just the nicest ever. And so like that's a great emotional palate cleanse. And then like Death to Smoochy, where like you're kind of expecting, that nihilistic, cynical ending, and it never happened. It was just like, wow, just like GDQ. Like I'm still kind of riding the high now. I'm just like, there is good in the world, and it's Sheldon Mopes and Games Done Quick.
And you got to meet the Megas, right? I'm not jealous at all or anything.
Just Josh breeding.
Damn it.
I know. I'm sorry. I wish I could have like just kept you in my pocket and pulled you out at that moment.
It's okay. I do hope I get to see them live eventually. Hopefully they'll play like MagFest 1 year ago. Anyway, you can follow the show on all the social medias at SwimFansPod, swimfanspod.com. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/swimfans. Is there anything I'm missing on that?
I don't think so.
What kind of cool exclusive content can us patrons have?
Thank you for asking, Addy. If you sign up for the Patreon, you get bonus episodes of this show. If you like the sort of like weirder tangent kind of episodes like this, you'll love the Patreon because none of it is themed to the current theme of the show. So recently we did Angel's Egg, the anime, without Josh for some reason. And we did The Hitcher. Just other movies. Just if you like the other movies, check us out.
Do it.
And you can follow me online. I'm on Blue Sky Diatron 5. I'm on Letterboxd Diatron. I watched a 4.5 hour long DIY film called Castration Movie, which is all about transgender people, and it's really good, but it is 4.5 hours, and it was shot on like high 8 tape, so there's a little adjusting you have to do if you want to go into it. But I know you can buy that on the Director's Gumroad, and she's also doing like screenings kind of around North America, so if you live in a major city, there might actually be a screening closer to you than you think. I liked it quite a bit. There's like a few kind of like minor issues I have with it, but like it's like a really kind of like bold work. And if you're into that sort of like no holds bar art at any cost kind of thing, I'd highly recommend that. Craig.
You can find me at Craig Neeson on Instagram and Letterboxd, craigneeson.com. Since we last recorded, the movie that's kind of impressed me the most that was brand new, 1971 Alan Arkin film called Little Murders, starring Elliot Gould. And if you don't know Alan Arkin, he's the grandfather in Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he directed a couple films. It fucking
I didn't know that.
crazy. It's so good. It's like this just this fever dream of 1970s America, and one of the like best like sketches. It's kind of like I'm about to use a word that I don't like to use. It's a Kafka-esque kind of portrait of like the insanity of the time and America, and like urban violence and marriage, and the concept of marriage, and what family is. And Donald Sutherland is in it. He plays a preacher who's just like absolutely obstinate and just will not like wed someone normally. It's like this freewheeling like fucking lecture through like religion and fidelity, and it's like it's so fucking funny. It had me laughing out loud. Little Murders. It is on Criterion Channel at the moment.
Hell yeah. Thank you for listening to this show, to this fine program. Tell your friends
Do it.
about Swim Fans.
Swim Fans is the best podcast on the whole internet.
Thank
I'm not biased.
you, Addy.
Thank you. It's true, but yeah, thank you. It's nice to hear it. I mean, I think it, but it's nice to hear it from other people.
Finally.
I try. Like, I say I'm not biased. I might be a little bit. I do like I bring you guys up on stream sometimes too, and like I don't think anybody's been listening yet because who has all the time in the world for the games and the podcasts and everything. But like, I hope someday you guys gotta fucking pop off. You're overdue. People need to know.
Thank you.
And I'm not saying this as like
agree.
you need to work harder and do it. No, you guys, you all do fantastic.
Maybe we do. Maybe
Yeah.
I do.
You've never missed a week in years. That's amazing.
Jennifer, if your cuts weren't so fucking rough, I'd be able to feed my goddamn kids.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. The options the listeners have are no cuts. We're keeping in all the silences between the jokes and the laughter. In every episode's 10 minutes longer in just pauses, or we get some rough editing and I get to live my life.
Yeah.
Keep the rough editing. It rules.
Thank you. Okay.
That's beautiful.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.